Hello everyone, this is Ep113 and welcome to episode 113 of Modern Skyblock 3. Today, I'd like to play with this nifty mod that is responsible for the next set of things, equivalent energistics. This guy. So the thing that lets you auto-craft with EMC, apparently. That seems cool. So I've done a little bit of research between episodes around what this mod's about. First, though, let's go over here and check out how this system's doing. He is cooking. Cooking. Super fast. Look how fast that's going. I love it. I love, and I've done it like the last few episodes of both series that I have going on right now. I'm just like having fun abusing the watch of flowing time because it's hilarious to me to like watch things move at such a high rate. Like, I don't know why, but it's just like, that's funny to me, right? Like, look how fast that's smelting. Look how quickly that's cooking, right? It's crazy. So I'm just having fun enjoying that, right? So we've got 35 red matter blocks, which has an equivalent stack EMC of 65 million EMC, which is a huge amount of EMC if you think about it for a minute. I've also got this thing going, which I'm probably not going to do in this series because I did a lot of this in the stone block series. So because I'm working on both mods in the same, I'm working on the same mod in both series, basically I'm trying to do things differently in both series so that like you don't see the same stuff day after day. Like, hey, he made a power flower in stone block, and then the next day, hey, here he is making a power flower in Modern Skyblock 3. I'm trying to avoid doing that. Obviously, some things are going to have to be similar. Other things will definitely try to be different. So, you know, this approach, clearly quite different from what I'm doing in my stone block series. This is what I'm doing in the stone block series, so I won't really be doing a lot of this. But I'm going to let this thing sit here and collect EMC passively, because why not? And anytime I want to, I can throw my Klein Star Omega in there. So today, I guess I should quickly craft the gem armor. Maybe not right now, though. We'll get back to that. What I'd like to do is take a look at the Tier 1 EMC storage cell. These EMC cells will store EMC in your ME system. The Tier 1 EMC cell can store 1 million EMC. So that is from the mod equivalent energistics, right? So a Tier 1 EMC cell requires a Tier 1 storage compartment, right? So let's get some crafting recipes going here, right? Like that would be you, right? Now, do you know how to make high covalence dust? I mean, you're going to, right? Like we're gonna make, and I'm not sure, but I assume because the first tier of it needs the highest tier, like I'll teach it the blue dust, which is the expensive stuff. And if we need more, then we need more, right? So a Tier 1 EMC storage cell, and let's also teach you empty EMC cell housing. Okay, cool. That doesn't have a recipe, but that's okay because we'll get one. We'll do this, and I'm guessing I can like shift click to get the empty cell out, right? So if we did that, we should now have the ability to autocraft this for all the things. So start, cool. And we can hear the clickings happening, right? All kinds of processing is going on. It has to make the pure Certus quartz crystal, but that should be a quick one, right? Shouldn't take too long to make. And with that taken care of, boom, Bob's your uncle, Tier 1 EMC storage cell, quest complete. Neat. So that is going to, from what I understand, right? Yeah, so like there's the EMC condenser. There's also these EMC crystals, which I'm not entirely understanding what their role is. According to the guide on the website, it says it's a crystal that stores EMC, right? So that's a thing. That's what it is. But I don't see how to make one just yet. But I'm hoping we'll figure it out, right? So that should be cool. Let's see here. Yeah. Now, to be fair, I am running kind of an old version of both applied energistics and equivalent energistics. So I might update those between episodes to see what might have been changed. I'm not familiar enough with equivalent energistics to know if it's a good idea to update it or not, so we'll play with it. And if we run into any weird problems, because like I said, I'm running a pretty old version, I'll make sure to update it. Just to be safe. So then there's the EMC condenser. So let's kind of like get all the quests knocked out here. So you are filling the network with EMC, right? You can pipe items into an EMC condenser to turn them into EMC and store them into your ME system. So that's cool. So the ultimate EMC condenser is what we're going to want to get for this quest objective. So it looks like there's several tiers of it. So let's just craft it. I think that seems fair, right? So we're going to need Oh boy. Let's get the Annihilation Core. Right, and while that's cooking, we're also going to need some Skystone block. Do we have any of that? Skystone. So we can make it with obsidian and alchemical coal in a combustion furnace. And that is coal and gunpowder. So coal... No, I would just like one, please. And gunpowder. And obsidian. Let's just get like a stackish, right? I'm going to throw this in here. It's going to make a bunch of that alchemical coal, right? And for that, plus one obsidian, right? So that should be the Skystone that we need. Cool. Well, that's 8, so hopefully that's enough, right? So you go in here in furnace mode. That's right, my wand's busy. Oh well, we'll let it cook and then it'll be ready here in a sec. So with that taken care of, right, now we can make that thing, the EMC Condenser. I don't know what the difference is between them, like in terms of like, is it faster or how this works? But I guess we'll figure it out. So this has a capacity of what? 1 million EMC? Is that what it's telling me? Okie dokie. But the quest has me to get the ultimate one. So like, let's just, you know, straight up upgrade it, right? There's advanced, there's improved, there's ultimate. Boom. Cool. So that's cool. And then the other thing we have to make is assembling, the ultimate EMC assembler. So I did figure out what the book does, by the way. The EMC assembler will let you automatically make items with the EMC in your ME system. However, at least one of them will need to have an alchemical tome bound to it, so the system knows what you know. So basically, you know how like when we're teaching the ME system how to make stuff, right? Like, you know, I can teach it how to make some of these items, right? None of them come to mind, but like if I did this, it learned how to make chiseled stone now. So like once you get the item once, it learns how to make more of it, right? It learned how to make obsidian now. So by right-clicking on the tome, it binds the alchemical tome to you, the player, so that the AE system knows which player's alchemical knowledge to use for its auto-crafting recipes. Cool beans? Cool beans. All right, so to make that, then, what do you need? The ultimate one? Yeah, we need the ultimate EMC assembler. Again, not 100% sure what the difference is, but I'm going to need more Skystone, which means I'm going to need another piece of coal and another 3 gunpowder over here. Cooking, 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 cooking. Right? So this will take care of this. We'll just throw these guys in here. Kaboom. By the time I get back over here, we should have Skystone ready to be smelted up. Nice. All right. So once that gets put in here, we can do this and make the base EMC assembler, which again, I'm not super sure. I'm wondering if you have like some kind of UI or indication. I don't know what the difference is between the different tiers. But I'm guessing the upgrade pattern is pretty much identical to the previous one, which means quest complete. Neat. Okay. So let's take a look at what's involved in getting the tier 2 EMC cell. Like how crazy of a recipe would tier 2 be, right? So that's just that. Not terrible. So we do need to eventually get a tier 8. So why don't we do this? I'm going to teach you how to upgrade this dude, right? And then we will progressively make each tier of this thing because that's what we got to do, right? So if I just keep teaching this as things go by, we'll see what we might be running low on, and maybe if we're missing some items at some point. Like, do you have an EMC value? You do, high covalence dust. So that's cool, right? So I'll do that. I'm just going to make sure that you know how to make all the different tiers of this cell. And I'm guessing, like, the top tier one must store a lot. Yeah, 1 billion EMC for the tier 6. So tier 8 is 16 billion EMC, which sounds like a lot. I mean, I thought I had a lot sitting in that machine over there, but not so much. Cool. So in theory, right, we make this dude... Oh, don't you have nether stars? We have like 0 nether stars at the moment? I guess that's the case. All right, skulls. And we'll get some soul sand going over here. I should really clean up my inventory at some point, but... Withers go. Do we have that wither boss thing? Nope, no wither mufflers. Womp womp. That's okay, not the end of the world. Oh, we did have some sitting in there, so maybe this will work. Yeah, that works. Cool. So that would be your tier 7 recipe, right? That makes the tier 7. So to make the tier 8 is that. So let's try and figure out, like, first... So let's do this. We'll make another one of the tier 1 EMC storage cells, right? Boom. That should auto-craft a new one. If I shift-click you, does that take it out? Yes. So there's your equivalent empty EMC housing. Cool. So I'm going to put you away. You're cool. You're going to make that for me. And then I guess we're going to want you to be in a disk drive, right? So that's 7 out of 8 channels in use over here. Correct? So let's make another drive from here. We just need 2 of these bad boys. And that should be pretty quick. Pretty quick to craft. They'll show up around here somewhere once they're done. There they are. And I'm assuming that I pop that down, and now you're 8 out of 8 channels. Let's go, Chief. There you are. And then we can pop this dude in here, right? Now we're definitely going to need channels that can handle what we want to handle. So this going up here is 2 channels. So maybe we'll tie this into here, right? So we will have the ultimate EMC condenser, which is online now, and that looks cool. I don't know what this means. I am right-clicking on this. EMC Condenser. This block functions as both a pattern storage and crafting... No, that's the assembler. This block, when connected to an enemy network, will convert items piped into it into EMC crystals of an equivalent EMC value. The crystals will then be stored into the EMI network. This block requires an EMI channel to function, will draw power from an EMI network based on the EMC value of the items being condensed. If condensing very high EMC value items, make sure your network has the power needed. So that doesn't really tell me too much about what clicking on these things do. But maybe... I do have an old version of this, right? So it would be cool if I knew exactly how that worked. But let's try this. Let's get a hopper. And let's get, like... I'll just use my obsidian. How's that sound, right? So if I put 64 obsidian in there. Okay. Stored 64. Okay. Hey, look at that. Cool. All right. Now, if I place this here, you're online. I right-click the book in there, and I think the book only has to be in one of the Ultimate EMC assemblers, right? So if I came up here, and let's just say I wanted to craft obsidian, right? Okay, cool. Interesting. Huh. Neat. Confused, but we'll figure it out. Hold on, let's do like another star, right? That should get me lots of EMC stored. So by piping that into here... Oh, okay, so that made some EMC crystals. Oh, look at that, cool. EMC total, 139,328. Okay, so each of these EMC crystals is 4096. Aha. And the EMC shard is 64. Aha. 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 Starting to make sense to me. Starting to make sense, right? So now if I asked for obsidian and we wanted one, it would say one of these EMC crystals available, and that will craft 64 obsidian for me. Okay, cool. So it should automatically figure out how to craft things that it knows how to make. That's kind of cool. I kind of like that. All right. Interesting. Interesting. So now let's get our tier 2 EMC storage cell, right? So we're going to start this, and he'll autocraft, right? So does pure Certus, out of curiosity, does pure... Oh, of course you don't. Pure Certus have it now, of course it doesn't. So that's kind of cool. So we have 139,000 EMC stored in there, right? So if I asked for another star, do you know how? So like if I did this, right? Hold on. I don't know if you know nether stars yet. Learned. Okay, cool. It didn't know nether stars yet. So now if I asked for another star by middle clicking, I thought you would be cool, but you're not going to be cool. Do I have to like update the book? Tome linked. Now, do you know how to make nether stars? You do. Aha. And I can say next, and it'll use 34 EMC crystals to make another star. That's cool. Okay, cool. I think I can do wither skulls in much the same way, right? So if I came here, right, wither skulls are not known. I'm going to pop this into here. Now it's known, right? I'm going to take him out. Do you not yet know wither skulls? Oh, you do? Okay, cool. So like it now knows how to craft them already. Cool. So I don't have to take the book in and out. Maybe it just takes a few seconds for it to update, right? But that's telling you how much it's going to use to make this. And I guess it automatically converts like a shard into like crystal splinters, etc. Because those are basically different tiers of EMC. Okay. Okay, I'm cool with this, right? So now we have this guy. So I should be able to combine these two, which should be quest complete, right? I'll pop this in here, and now we'll go for a tier 3. Cool. So lots of crafting is going to happen here. So the next few minutes will probably be spent with me crafting all this stuff. So how about I do that, and then we'll come back. All right, so while crafting is happening, I decided to come over here. I added a couple more ore types so that it would, like, you know, smelt more stuff. Iridium, not a bad source of EMC right there, 4095. Interesting number. But hey, we've got almost a stack, comically. 113 million EMC. Almost a stack of red matter blocks, which is huge amounts of EMC sitting right there. What I'm going to do, right, is once we get our tier 8 EMC thing, I'm going to throw a bunch of those red matter blocks into the hopper down there. And in theory, that'll produce a ton of these crystals that we can use to get stuff. Does that sound cool? So I'm waiting right now for a tier 5 EMC guy, right? So lots of crafting happening. It'll be a few minutes. So I got 4 completed. 5 is on its way. And then we just need to do... So like each tier of this takes longer and longer to craft because you need 2 of the previous tier in addition to the one that you made for the quest, right? So I'm making 1 tier 5 now, and that's taking a while. Now I have to make 2 more tier 5s to make the tier 6, right? So it's going to take a bit. So like we have like, you know, dozens and dozens of tier 1s to make just for the tier 5. So it's not too bad in terms of crafting. I'm kind of curious if a watch would help me out here. Did I not teach the watch to my tablet? Because I should have. You know it now, buddy. Boom, extra watch. You can go there. Right? Cool, so there's your tier 5. Right, so I'd combine you two. Quest complete. Shift click this guy to get the tier 5 out, and now we request a tier 6. Boom. And it only needs to craft 2 more tier 5s, wherever that is. There we are. 1's available, 2 to craft. right? So lots of processing to happen here. So like, what happens if I do this? I forget what hotkey I made this. Each pack I have a different hotkey for this thing, which is probably bad. Project E. Extra function is C, is that it? Or period. There you are. Nice. Okay, cool. So what I'm assuming is taking a while now would be U? Yeah. So if I hit this button here, oh yeah, that's fast. Nice. That's cool. All right, so we'll be back in a minute as more auto-crafting occurs. Cool. So we will be right back. Do these things have an EMC value? No, they don't, because you have an EMC, but the calculation processor does not. Good to know. All right, so back in a few minutes. I'm gonna knock out 6, 7, and 8, and then we'll be right back. You wanna see something funny? You ready? You ready? So we're wrapping up the tier 7 EMC storage component. Really a lot of crafting involved in this. And it occurs to me that a majority of the crafting is time waiting for pure Certus to turn into pure Certus. So making the Certus into dust and combining it with sand and then growing the crystal into pure Certus. And at this point, why? Because Certus quartz has an EMC value, which I just recently taught to Yield Tablet. Right, so if we went into here and check that out, see, look, Certus quartz. Hey, dust does too, but so does Certus. So maybe what I'll do for the last tier 8 craft is the Certus quartz comes in at the tier 1 level, right? We need a ton of tier 1s to make a tier 8. So what I'm going to do is once you're done crafting, Chief, which you should be getting into the home stretch now, right? Yeah, you're getting there, right? So you're in the process of crafting a few things. I could speed this up a little bit. The only problem is I can speed up the growth, but it doesn't speed up the rate at which it inserts the crystals. So like any crystals that are in there get sped up, but putting them in faster does not necessarily happen. So some things get sped up, some things not as much, right? So boom, 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 wrapping up all the crafts. And there's your tier 7, right? So what I'm going to do is zip down here, right? For the last craft, I'm going to take you out. I'm going to place you in here, and I'm going to replace you with this. So that if I save that now, you're not going to use pure Certus anymore. You're going to use regular Certus. So what I can do is get my equivalent Energistics dude tier 7 quest complete. Ding! Right? And then 8 is the last one to do. So we'll click you out. Right, pop you in there, and now if I wanted to make a tier 8, you no longer need to craft as much pure Certus. You still need pure Certus because you need that for calculation processors. But instead of needing like 10,000 pure Certus, we're going to have like 700, right? You also see that it's going to craft 3,968 Certus quartz crystals. It's crafting them using EMC crystals. How cool is that? Nice. But we are missing a super dense EMC crystal, so we might need to do that red matter thing that I talked about. So we've got 17 red matter blocks. So if I pipe you in here, right, that's going to be a total of 31 million EMC. Now, to be fair, this guy can only hold 1 million. So we want to be a little bit smart about this. Let's pop just like one of these in here. Now, how much do you have? Stored EMC is quite high. Not enough power. So we need more power. So we might need to make more energy cells, because it did state somewhere that the EMC condenser, remember I said it, I read it earlier, right? Make sure your network has the power needed. So it'll tell me that there's not enough needed to convert. So it needs to be stored. So let's do energy cells. Have an EMC value. They do. Do dense energy cells? No, but we can make them. So let's get up here, right? You can craft an energy cell for me. Great. And what I'm going to do actually is just teach you energy cell to dense energy cell that you should be able to do. Cool. Now, how much EMC can a dense energy cell store? Pretty good amount of power by comparison, right? So let's request one of these. You know what actually I'm going to do is take my energy cell and I'm going to do this, get a stack of them, and put it right away. Boom. And now I should be able to request 8 of these. No problem. All it has to do, it already has to craft 8. Oh, wait. Am I clicking the wrong thing? Yeah. So, to craft 86. Why do you want to craft those? All right, so let's do this. For some reason, you're seeing this as a different thing. So you need calculation processors, right? So let's get, 10 of these. That shouldn't take too long to make, right? That should be a really quick craft to get the 10 of those that we need. Right, so it's growing the Certus cords for me because calculation processors do require. So that should have sped that up, right? So we've got at least 8 there. It's definitely like seeing these as a different thing, but I can manually craft the 8 that we need. How's that sound? Cool. Now remember, these do not require a channel. So I should have no problem. Except I don't want you. Cool. Now do you have enough power? Really? No way. You don't have enough power with all that? That's insane to me. It doesn't tell me how much power is required, and I would love it if it did. Not enough power status. Not enough power. Interesting. Isn't there a tool from Applied Energistics? There's like the little network. This guy. So you just need another quartz wrench to make that? I think this... Ah! I didn't want to do that. I did not want to do that. I did not know that would happen. All fixed. Crisis averted. Not enough power, huh? Stored is 13 million. Are you going to tell me anywhere how much power the condenser needs? I guess not. But it's still not enough. So let's just make like more calculation processors. And we'll just get this working one way or another, aren't we? So get to work, Chief. You. 3? Sure, why not? Right? So you should be cooking up more calculation processors. Cooking, cooking, cooking. Getting there. 24 sounds like a good number to add to this network. All right, now tell me there's enough power. You've got to be kidding me that there's not enough power. I literally only put one EMC in there. Maybe it's just not storage. Is storage the problem, you think? That could be the case, because maybe we don't have enough capacity, right? So why don't I just make a tier 1? Because one of these is more than 1 million EMC. That might be my problem. So maybe even though it's saying not enough power, it's really storage that's the problem. So it should be quick to make another tier 1 EMC cell, and then we'll see what happens there. Does that sound cool? That might be the problem. Because I can understand you not having the EMC to store that in, right? Hey, 1 million and 1 million. Cool. Are you happy now? Yay! Device online. Sweet. Idle. Okay, so there was your problem. You just didn't have enough EMC to store all that. Cool. Yeah, we need to do the thing. We need to do the thing for sure. All right. So now you've got enough of that, right? So can I make a tier 8 without too much of a complaint? Yay, we have enough. We have enough stuff. Cool. To make it. So you go, and we'll be back in a minute when this crafting process is complete. So maybe while that's crafting, let's multitask a little bit. So to complete the chapter here, which maybe we can do by the end of the episode, it's already wrapping up point, but maybe I can knock this out real quick. What if we looked up gem from equivalent exchange, or from Project E? So let's do Project Gem, and that should be the different armors we need. So we need, do we need a Klein Star Omega for each one? That doesn't look so bad, right? So we could totally make the red matter stuff, right? Cool. So red matter helmet needs a dark matter helmet, right? We might need a stack or so of dark matter. That's not a problem with our current EMC situation, right? So let's get each of the helmets that we need, or each of the gears that we need, right? So to make this, we're going to need U, which needs more buckets of water. Thank you. And maybe it would be cool, since we're going through this and making all these, to record into our tablet each of the different nifty gadgets that we're getting, right? So you, the Evertide Amulet, I would like you to be taught, learned, and good. Cool. And then we also need the Soul Stone, right? Which is a good thing to have. Heals nearby players, half a heart. That's a nice one to have, and I might, you know, hang on to that. So learned that guy, right? And then we need another Klein Star Omega. So we're going to need to take one of those out, and that's a pretty expensive amount of EMC. 25 million EMC per Klein Star Omega, right? So making this gem armor is not cheap. Right, now is this the one that has stored EMC 0? Well, they both do technically at this point, so that's cool. So Gem Armor 1 complete. And each of these guys have different abilities, and each of them are different levels of powerful. But ultimately, the Gem Armor from Project E is not quite as good as Draconic, believe it or not. So that's a thing that we need to just keep in mind there, right? You know, it hasn't scaled, let's put it that way, right? So Body Stone's a nice one to have. That restores nearby players' hunger, so I'd totally like you to know about that. Boom, learned. Because I might actually use that, because then I won't have to eat anymore. That sounds like a fun time. Vulcanite Amulet just needs some buckets of lava, so we're going to get 6 of you. I should really just clean up my inventory at this point. Just look at all this junk I have sitting in my inventory, not being used at the moment. Okay, none of that stuff required. Okay, so you come here. The Project E Gem Armor guy also needs a Vulcanite Amulet, which just produces lava for free. So that's a cool thing to have. Well, for free for EMC, really. But a neat way to get lots of lava, so that's cool, right? And then we just need that Omega dude. So let's get some of that red matter blocks that are over here. Because you guys are going to be responsible for getting me these. I might wind up actually using a hefty amount of the EMC. So if I do that, and then pull out another Klein Star Omega, that's pretty darn close. But there's your gem chestplate, right? So that's neat. So assuming that you guys have picked up that those are both done, we can work on these guys. So the black hole band, that's a cool one. That's basically a magnet, one of the first magnets that existed back in the day, right? And then the Mind Stone, that's an XP storage device. So can I get some books? I should have taught you book by now. I hope I did. Nope. Cool. Okay, Project D. Always one thing that I'm missing from these guys, isn't it? So we're multitasking now. We're getting both of these things crafted at once, and that should hopefully wrap up the episode. So you, and then another Klein Star Omega. Boom. Didn't I have a black hole band? Which, by the way, I might not have taught these two. Not that it's super important to have them, but, you know. Now we're cool. Gem leggings complete. Nice. All right, so the last one to get this quest complete here is the gem boots, which needs 2 Swiftwolf rending gales, which is a nice flight mechanic, by the way. Nice flight ring. It's basically like creative mode flight, but it does require EMC power. So either having some kind of fuel in your inventory or a Klein Star with some stored EMC, and it uses that for the flights. So it's a nice way to fly, you know, no joke. So while you're here, give me another. Thanks, Chief. Cool. And then just a Klein Star Omega. Cool. And the red matter boots. Easy peasy. Quest completesy. Ding! Quest complete. Gem armor. Dun 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 dun. How's your autocrafting going? You've got a little bit more work to do. Can I help you out a little bit, sir? You ready? Did I use up all my fuel? There we go. That'll speed things up a little bit, right? Not too shabby. I like it. I'm telling you, it's just fun to watch. Alright, so let's see how close that got me to being done here. Pretty close. We still have, you know, a few hundred more calculation and logic processors. So let's let it finish. We'll come back and then we'll wrap up the episode. So while I was waiting, I decided to make this system a little bit more efficient. Basically exporting into a chest and then the chest feeding into the RM furnace. And I can speed that up. And you'll cook up all those ores for me, right? So that's just a little bit more efficient. Tell me you're done by now, because I spent like, I don't know, not too long. Wow, you are still crafting over here. But we're almost done. We're almost done. You can see that we're well on our way. So that you can be right back. All right, I think that's going to be about doing it, right? So you're still crafting 44 calculation processors. Is that true? Well, I guess you are, aren't you? Sweet. And then the last of it is coming in here. Cool. So you're just cooking up all the EMC storage component tier 1s that we needed. Cool. Coming into the home stretch here, guys. I just wanted to see it on camera so that we can wrap up the episode here. So once this is done crafting, which looks to be momentarily now, it's just wrapping up the last few little components. I like how it's like, you know, doing the covalence dust on demand. And the covalence dust, remember, we get 40 at a time per craft. So it's really, it looks like there's a lot that we need to make still, but it's not. We just need a handful of tier 3s. It's on its way with the tier 4s coming up. And that's going to store a lot of EMC, right? 16 billion EMC will be stored courtesy of the system. So, boom. Tier 8 EMC storage. There he is. Nice. All right, so you're going to come over here with you. That's going to quest complete. Nice. Now that it's complete, we can pop that in there. And now we have a huge amount of EMC capabilities for storage, right? Like you're holding 500,000, you're holding 1 million, and you can store 16 billion. With that all taken care of, that means that I, as far as I can tell, have completed every quest in the Project D and Equivalent Energistics system. I do like Equivalent Energistics. That is a neat mod. Definitely cool. Definitely some cool stuff. I like the concept because it basically like creates crystals on demand, right? So if I got some of those red matter blocks that we've got, right? Like let's get a few of them. Like 2 of them should be good to start with, right? That's a little over 1 million each, right? I still don't know what that light means, but I can pop them in there and he should drain a whole bunch of energy. I don't know how much. Why am I literally on fire? Oh, you little nuisances. That can't be good. I think this thing is spreading in a bad way. I converted this stuff over here like in the hopes that it like would prevent these things from spreading, but I don't think that that's the case. I should probably like shut this thing down, but we'll see. We will see. Anyway, I think that's wrapping up point for the episode by far. But what it does mean is that we've completed the equivalence chapter, completely complete. right? Which means now all we need is the power dragons. We need a draconic reactor and the controlling time quests, right? So we'll switch back to draconic evolution next episode, and I would like to, continue this quest line in draconic evolution. Now that we have Project E unlocked, it's going to make it easier for us to get access to some really powerful stuff and some really good stuff. You know what I haven't looked at all for a while is how you're doing over here, mister. Because you should be, wow, yeah, we have a lot of awakened draconium essence. Not too bad. Not a bad amount. Cool. Quest updated fertilizer. Boom. So awakened draconium essence can be converted into copious amounts of nuggets, right? And I'm pretty sure this stuff doesn't have an EMC value, but that's okay, right? And then you... so not a terrible amount, right? 42 awakened draconium. Not bad. Not bad. Not great. But not bad. Ep113 signing off. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. We will come back next time, play more Draconic Evolution. We'll probably want to store huge amounts of EMC. I don't know how Diamond Boots got equipped, but I'm putting them away now because that is a weird thing that just happened. Take it easy.